All right. Okay, so let's get this started. So this is the PhxACUG campaign user group. Primarily, I think this is going to be useful, the folks joining on video, and this is going to be preserved as a YouTube video too. So we've got 4 different presenters tonight, and what we're going to do is we're going to run through one at a time. Each person's going to have about 15 minutes to show off their tool. We're going through tools that deal with lead generation for ActiveCampaign, productivity, and just added insights in terms of how where leads are coming from, basically lead source tracking. So the first presenter we've got is Lance. Lance is from Dialogger, and Lance, I'll let you take it away.
All right, all right. Hey, thanks, Sean, so much for having me on the call today. Let me go ahead and push play on my screen real fast. Let me know when you guys can see my screen.
You still got your place here.
Okay, you can see my slide though. It's up now.
There we go. Yeah, now we got your screen.
Okay, perfect. So today I'm going to be talking about. I apologize. I lost my voice a little bit, so if I sound like a frog, I really apologize. But I'm going to be talking today about how Dialogger plus ActiveCampaign is just really, really awesome. And I'm going to dive into 2 specific things. We're going to look at quiz marketing, and we're going to look at video marketing. Within quiz marketing, we're going to see a couple of examples of a personality quiz and a more advanced persona quiz, very similar concept, as well as a scored quiz, and how all of those tie into ActiveCampaign to run automation. And then we're going to be looking at some video marketing, the Dialogger video hosting and delivery system, and a couple of things there with video lead capture and video branching, and how all of that ties into ActiveCampaign as well. So to start off, let's take a look at some of the quiz marketing here. Okay, here we go. So this first example here is which superhero are you? So this is a personality quiz that was built by Dialogger. This is just an example quiz that I built for the call. And as I go ahead and answer the questions, it's going to tell me if I'm Batman or Superman or Iron Man. But in your business, if you're a marketer, you might have, or if you're a marketing consultant, you might have a which type of marketer are you? Or you might have, if you're helping people with their business strategy, you might ask, are you pricing for profit, right? So any type of quiz that you want to ask, you can use Dialogger to build that. So in this case, I'm going to answer a couple of simple questions. As a superhero, I think for breakfast, I would totally eat cereal. And where would I vacation? I think that I would probably go for Guam. And after that, there's the lead capture. In the Dialogger process, you can create the lead capture as optional, give them a skip option. You can make it required in order to see their results. I'm going to go ahead and opt in here. And hit submit. And then it will show me my result. In this case, I got Batman. And then I can go ahead and share that with my friends if I want it on Facebook and say, hey guys, I got Batman. You should take the quiz, find out what you got. So quick example of a personality quiz. With that, I want to look at the integration into ActiveCampaign. So in the Dialogger admin, on this simple personality quiz, step 9 is integrations. So first you build the quiz, you add the questions, all that kind of stuff, and then you integrate. You select the integrations. We have several integrations, and you would select ActiveCampaign as your integration. And then there's some things that you can do. You can tag anyone who completes the quiz. That's this assessment tag. So anyone who completes the quiz is going to be tagged. You can tag based on individual answers. So in this case, if they answered Hawaii, I could tag them that Hawaii is their preferred vacation spot. And then you can tag based on personas. So if they get Superman, I can tag them that they got Superman. And then the automation that you can run off of this, and again, this is a very simplistic example with Superman, Batman, and Iron Man, but if this was, you're this type of marketer, or if I've got multiple personas that I'm marketing to and I can split them into these groups, then in an ActiveCampaign, you can do something like this. I've got two examples of an automation in ActiveCampaign, a really basic one and then a slightly more advanced one. And I just noticed that my laptop's not plugged in, and I've got to do that because I do not want to drop out. Hold on 1 second. All right, there we go. My blinking light was on. That was bad news. Okay, so the automation here, the first part of the automation to get them into the automation was tag completed super personality quiz is added. So Dialogger adds that tag that they have completed this quiz, and then once that's done, you can do a lot of different things. You could subscribe them to a list. In this case, I subscribe them to a test list. You can send them an email. Hey, thanks for completing the quiz. And then you may want to wait for 5 minutes and then remove this tag and add a different one. The reason for that is if they take the quiz again and you want this automation to run again, you might want to take the tag off after the automation has run so that then when they come back through, this automation can happen again. So in this case, they get tagged, they get subscribed to a list, they get an email, and then that tag is removed, and you add a tag for recording purposes, maybe that they took the quiz at least once. So you could add a tag there. A slightly more advanced version of this, after they go ahead and complete the tag, they get the tag that they completed the quiz, you could do conditional logic. You could say, did they get Superman? Did they get the personality Superman? In that case, I'm going to send them an email, hey, what's up, Superman? And then I'm going to update the contact field that I've created, the superhero contact field, to Superman, and then I could remove that tag again. If they got Batman, you could run any automation off of that Batman tag, and if they got Iron Man, you could run any automation off of that Iron Man tag. So I just put together a couple of examples there just to highlight what you could do with that data. We'll look at a client example here. This one, I've got a screenshot of their homepage from a few months ago when they ran this campaign, the John Maxwell Company, running what they called the Growth Quest quiz. And this one was a more advanced persona quiz where they were actually saying, hey, discover your top 3 strengths. And they were rating me on 11 characteristics. Just a little results from their campaign. They ended up getting 26,000 leads off of this quiz in just 3 weeks. It was amazing. And then they sold a course to those people who opted in, and they sold $250,000 worth of the course in those 3 weeks. So super, super powerful campaign. Our clients who are using quizzes as a lead gen tool are seeing just astronomical opt-in rates and then conversion rates after, because people love hearing about themselves. They love when you tell them things about them after they take a quiz. So they drove people to the quiz page. In this case, slightly different look and feel. They wanted to match their branding. And as I go through and answer the questions, I'm not going to go through and answer all of their questions. At the end, there's a lead gen form, and in order for me to get my results, I have to opt in, and then that lead gets created in ActiveCampaign. The first name field gets mapped to the ActiveCampaign first name field. The email address gets mapped to the ActiveCampaign email field. So the quiz is used as lead generation. And a quick look at the admin for this one. This is in our Advanced Persona Quiz Builder. It's slightly different. Under the Integrate section, you click on ActiveCampaign. You can tag them that they complete the quiz. You can tag based on their individual answers. And you can tag based on their persona. So if they got teamwork as their highest persona, that's their greatest skill, you can tag them that they got teamwork as their greatest skill and run follow-up that's unique to them based on that skill. Sean, any questions or anything that you want to add there on the persona quiz? I'm going to show a couple of other examples, but I wanted to see if there's anything that you had to question or anything you wanted to add there.
No, this one seems pretty straightforward to me. I'm hoping that you cover the branching video because that's kind of near and dear to my heart, and I think that's really powerful.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we've covered some of the quiz marketing. I'll show one more small quiz marketing thing, and then we're going to go to the video marketing. So on the last part of quiz marketing is the scored quiz. So instead of telling someone that their greatest strength is teamwork or that they are Batman, you might give them a score on something like, hey, how well you're doing at this. How How well are you doing in your follow-up marketing? How well are you doing at rewarding your employees? And you can give them a score, and then based on that score, you can put them into segments and tag them based on the segment and run automation. So if I score between 0 and 80, I'm not doing really good, and I'm going to get put into a follow-up campaign that's unique to me. But if I'm doing really, really great, and I scored really high, I'm going to get put into a different, unique follow-up campaign. So just a slight variation instead of a persona. In this case, it's a grade. So let's jump to the video piece, Sean, that you're talking about. I'm going to show an example of what we call video branching. And video branching allows you to take multiple video clips and create a choose-your-own-adventure path through the video experience. So you get to ask the audience, what is it that you want to view, and they can answer a question, and then you show them a unique clip based on the way that they respond. So I've got an example that we put together for a Sony demo that we did, and I'm going to show that here. Let me pull out my headphones so you can hear a little bit of the audio. I apologize, over the Google Hangout, you're probably catching every couple of frames. The audio is not good over the Google Hangout, so I'm going to mute her for a second. But she comes on, she starts introducing the computer, and then a question pops up that allows me to direct the experience. What is it that I want to view? Do I want to see the touchscreen and the display? Do I want to see the keyboard and trackpad? Do I want to know the audio quality? So whatever I want to view, I can choose, and based on my answer, it's going to load a unique video clip. And then you can also tag in ActiveCampaign based on which clips they watch, which questions they answer, how they answer, etc. So if I'm interested in touchscreen and display, I choose that, click continue, and the next video loads. Let me show in the admin just briefly what that can look like from a branching perspective. So in this case, the way that the branching is set up, you've got clip 1, and then you have all these different options, touchscreen, display, keyboard, and trackpad, and you can go from there to any of the other clips. There's additional questions on there, and then there's a conclusion. And the conclusion is where they have a lead capture to get you to opt into their mailing list.
Sorry, that's on. Sorry about that.
No problem, no problem. So you set up the video branching, and then the integration piece, again, similar to what we saw before, you can tag anyone. This assessment tag, what that means in the case of a video is that they filled out the video lead capture form. And then the answer tags is where you can tag based on how they responded in that video and which direction or which path they took. So you could create a really, really dynamic video experience and then have very unique follow-up in ActiveCampaign based on how they answer the questions. The very last part of the video I'll show, and then we'll open it up to some questions, is video chaptering, and I'll show a lead generation form in the video so you can capture leads after your video, your demo videos, your product demos, whatever video you want. So in this case, the video is the apartment walkthrough. And as I go through the video, there are chapters. And I can choose what part of this video do I want to see. Do I want to see the on-site amenities? Do I want to see the location and neighborhood of this complex? Or am I ready? I just want to get someone to contact me, or I get in contact with them. If I choose that option, it took me directly to the end of the video where there's a lead capture form. And if I opt in here, all of that data can get piped directly into ActiveCampaign, where you can then trigger a salesperson to call them or email automated follow-up, any type of follow-up you want. So that's the quick run-through. I wanted to be respectful of everyone's time. We said we'd keep this to 15 minutes. I think I'm right about my 15 minutes. Any questions, Sean, or any questions from anyone else on the Hangout?
Hey, Lance, this is Louis. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, where do you host the videos? On your system or on?
Yeah, great question. So we have a complete video hosting platform. So we similar to other video hosting platforms you've seen at the most basic level, we have all of the hosting, all of the encoding. When you upload a video, we automatically encode multiple versions of that video for different internet connection speeds, different device types. All of this interactivity that we're showing works on mobile, so you can answer questions on a video on your iPhone even. It's pretty amazing. And so, yeah, we have the complete video hosting delivery platform, and then we add all of the marketing elements on top of that video hosting platform.
That's great. Very good.
Cool. Lance, there's no other questions in the room here. Anyone on the Hangout have a question? Cool. All right. Well, hey, so Lance took time out tonight. I know he's got a dinner right now that he's supposed to be at. So, Lance, thank you for your time. Much appreciated.
Hey, and then last thing, if anyone wants to get in touch, just go to email me at support or email our team at support@dilogr.com, support@dilogr.com. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Up next, Dirk, I know it's late your time. Dirk is in the Netherlands right now. Why don't we have you go ahead so you can get some sleep? And we're going to have Dirk. He's going to show us his tool. We're using it on the Pagely blog, actually. If you go to pagely.com/blog, in the right sidebar, you can see how his works. Oop, and he just dropped off. But this is basically it's a tool they've created that gives you, instead of sending people PDFs, you lose insight as to how the people interact with the PDF at that point. And so this is a way of putting a PDF online, giving almost like a Kindle-like experience, and then being able to track how people progress through it and tag them accordingly in ActiveCampaign. And actually what I may do, since it looks like Dirk is having some connection issues here, I may just go ahead and have Lewis show his tool. So why don't we do that? Lewis, do you want to go ahead? And this is a productivity tool. I'll let Lewis introduce himself, and we use this tool as well at Pagely.
Okay, great. This is Lewis. I have a little Chrome extension called G-Sync for ActiveCampaign. I'm going to show my screen. Try to show. Let me see if it's going to work.
Sorry, Dirk, we're going to have Lewis show his first because I didn't know if you're coming back. So you'll go after Lewis.
Excellent.
Okay, see. I'm trying to show my screen now. Let me see if anybody starts seeing it.
Yep.
Okay, working?
Yep.
Yes, we have it here. Yeah.
Great. It's a little Chrome extension for ActiveCampaign. It's called G-Sync. Works with the Chrome and also works with the Gmail. So you don't have to be in the Gmail to use it. You can use in the any of the pages on the browser. I want to show you a couple of things. It basically pulls the data, contact information from ActiveCampaign, so you don't have to log into ActiveCampaign all the time while you're in Gmail. Let's see. Let's go here. Actually, this is the sidebar. And then when you go over any of the contacts, it should pop up and pulls the data from the ActiveCampaign. You can see everything here, the contact details and tasks, and you can add an automation. You can remove from the list and stuff. Mainly, we use this for the B2B, like the sending of proposals and stuff. Let's say we created a service page and proposal link custom fields here. If I click here, I go to the Google Documents PDF form, the proposal. I can see it easily from here, or I can go other places. Let me see. And then you hover on the email, any of the contacts here. The sidebar pulls the information from that email and shows everything here. So this is me, my information, all the tags. You can add, remove tags and stuff. Let's see if you go back again. It pulls the social media links here. You can click on it. If you need more information, like for the contact, you can click on the let's see. Here. You can click on the name. You can go to the full contact information, the AC. You can edit the contact. You can do a lot of things. You can click here and you can see what do you do. Here's the information. We also use on other pages, like if I go to your LinkedIn page, let's say I start communicating with this person, and if I want to add to, if I decide to add to the Active Campaign, I don't have to log into Active Campaign. I just highlight his name and then click on this icon here on top, G-Sync icon. It captures the first name and last name. I can search, and it searches the Active Campaign. If it finds, it displays here. If it doesn't find, create a contact. Let's say if I search only the first name, search. So these are the contacts already in the Active Campaign with the Kevin name. So you can add it, go to that contact either.
Lewis, can you reshare? Okay, there we go. It was just hung up. We weren't getting any screen changes there. But,
okay. For the LinkedIn?
Yeah, no, we got it now, though. I think we get the gist of it. You can basically use your Google. Yeah.
Okay, great. The other thing, let's say if you're on any web page, you can highlight the name again, the same thing, and click on the icon here and search the contact, add. If it's not in the Active Campaign, you can add it easily. So basically, that's it. That's all about it. It's increase the interactivity with the Active Campaign. I think, I mean, the more you start using and having access to Active Campaign from the sidebar, because we spend a lot of time in the Gmail and the email, so we don't want to go back and forth on Active Campaign all the time. Saves a lot of time, a lot of clicks. You save a lot of clicks. That's all about it. Anybody have any questions?
I would just add to this, because we use this tool ourselves at Pagely, and it's been hugely valuable. Like, my main workflow is out of Gmail, and I flip back and forth constantly between Gmail and Active Campaign. And to be able to do everything, like to pull up a name and see their status, like to see if they've already become a customer, it just saves so much time from having to flip back and forth and run searches in Active Campaign. It's definitely been a big time saver.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, but it works.
Cool. Any questions on this one? Any questions from anyone on the Hangout about this one? Oh, they did? Yeah, where do you see it?
It's in the Chrome extension store.
Oh, yeah. So it's available if you go to Chrome extension store.
Yeah, it's automationplugins.com. You just click here, try. Automationplugins.com, try now. It goes to Chrome store. Or you can search in the Chrome. There's about 32 users and good reviews so far. We're having some issues with sometimes the Active Campaign changes their API without letting us know, so it breaks sometimes, but we go back and forth with them and say, hey, just let us know if you change anything in the API so we can fix it or adjust our extension properly. There are a lot of videos in here. If you want to see more, let me see quickly here. If you go automationplugins.com, the Futures tab,
Sorry about that.
if you go to Futures page, we put a lot of videos, different use cases here. You can easily see, watch different videos.
Awesome. All right. Well, if there's no more questions then for Lewis, thank you for your time. And yep. All right. And then, okay, Dirk, let's go to you now.
Okay.
Show your tool.
Great. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Excellent. Just wanted to check because I had an R222 voice. Great. Well, thanks for having me here. I just wanted to share our tool, PhxACUG, which is developed for reading. And one of the big things that we wanted to do with it was make it possible to, aside from just sharing a document as a PDF, to really get some extra metrics from it, while also still having a really awesome reader experience. So for this, I just wanted to show the ebook that's on Pagely right now. and Sean's testing this for a couple of weeks now, I think. And this was content that they already had. We made this version for them, and they just give us the PDF, and we converted it to this format, and now they can just share this everywhere, which allows them to get far more metrics than they would have from the standard PDF. So this is, we were kind of, for the layout wise, we wanted to have this really e-reader-like functionality. We're big, me and my other co-founder are big, pretty avid readers, so we wanted to have the best reading experience for it on all devices. So this can be read on your laptop, on your tablet, and on your phone, and it will work the same way everywhere. And for the people supplying this, they get all of the metrics. And I can show you how that works in ActiveCampaign. So you just have your site and event tracking, which basically gets updated every time a lead works. So this is Peter Arendts, and he's been going through the ebook, and you can basically follow him all through it. And you see that he read up to 50%, 0, and then 50, 70, 90. So based on this, you can already see that how engaged someone is in the content and how far he gets in. And based on this, you can also automate your actions in ActiveCampaign. So say that we have this reader who goes up to 50%. Which is for us kind of a trigger that someone's actually invested in the content. We tag them, and they'll get a different follow-up sequence than the other leads get. And aside from this, we also wanted to have some. So the first thing is the readability. This is fully responsive. The second is the metrics that we're gathering in ActiveCampaign. And then we also wanted to have some way of gathering leads as well while people are already reading. Now, that's something that is pretty flexible. So for this, the Art of the WordPress Startup, we have a timer built-in, which basically triggers as people keep reading. So now I've reached kind of the end of the free content, and you can read up to here, and after this, you actually have to fill in your name and email in order to keep reading. Same for, because I can refresh this, and I can still get up to the same point, but I can also click for request a PDF. So people that actually still want the PDF version instead of our version, they can still get that and request it here, and get that sent to them through email. So I hope this helps. Was that clear, Sean?
Yeah, clear from this side. Anyone got questions on that one? Yeah, super useful. I point out we are using that ourselves. And just think about, like, in the case where you have, let's say, 5 PDFs or 5 white papers, and you send those out, once they're out in the wild, you have no insight into what people do with them. And, you know, isn't it great to be able to have something like this where you can literally get paged real time when that marketing manager gets 50% through the ebook you sent them? That's super powerful for your salespeople. So I think it's a really compelling tool.
Yeah, definitely, and also I mentioned the metrics and the tagging. It also makes it super easy for people that don't get up to that 50% but are interested in your content to just gently nudge them and have them go back to where they left off, and just see if they're still as interested as they were when they first started with the content.
Exactly. Yeah. So across that whole spectrum of however involved they were, push them to the next level of involvement, and if they did get far, then we want to either like bump their lead score or maybe page someone and get them right on it. So
Yep.
awesome. All right. Well, Dirk, how do people get in touch with you if they want to learn more about this?
Yeah, of course. So you can email me. I'll just start at the screen share again because there might be, well, my name's obviously not very American, but you can just email me here. Go to a website, getpagey.com, fill it in with your email, and I'll get in touch with you. Or you can just reach out to me directly, which is at Dirk, D-I-R-K, at getpagey, getpagey.com, and I'll be happy to get in touch with you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dirk, for your time.
Yeah, thanks, John.
Cheers. All right, so pizza is here, so I'll just do the last one. And what I'm going to show you, let's see, I'm going to show you an open source tool, a tool that I had created that I've since open sourced the code to. And let me know, actually, can someone on the Hangout just let me know you can see my screen when you get this?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So this is the tool, and the scenario for which I created it is if you have lead capture forms and you send people to the lead capture form but they don't actually fill it out, let's say they go elsewhere on your website and they come back later and complete the form, you're going to lose the parameters that you sent to that form that you were hoping to track. And so a real scenario of this is just like a little hobby site that I did at one point. I was throwing traffic at it. These are the Facebook ads we ran to gauge. I was basically testing what groups this type of thing would resonate with. So we sent a bunch of different traffic, and we passed. These are all the different TV shows related to survival. We passed in the parameters, the UTM params that capture things like source and medium and campaign and all that. And so we sent that to this page, and then looked at who was signing up for this course. And except if they went anywhere else, if they clicked through another link, if they read the privacy policy and came back, we would have lost those tracking parameters. So what I had developed is a plugin for Gravity Forms, and this is what it looks like. Let's see here. It's called Gravity Populate. And it's open-ended. We didn't just make it to capture just the UTMs. We actually made it so you can capture anything sent via the query string. You specify what the parameters are that you're looking for, and then you go in to the form. And I won't go through all the implementation here because this is actually described. There's a video that shows you how to set it up. But basically, then in the forms, you go ahead and you specify those as hidden fields, and it'll pass that data that it got from the cookie through to wherever you're submitting it. And in this case, we use Zapier to push it into ActiveCampaign. I can show you. Here's what that list looks like. And I'll just pick a random person here. Oh, and actually he doesn't have parameters. Let me pick someone who does. So here it shows you this person came in from the TV show Man vs. Wild in a pay-per-click campaign with that content. So you can track all kinds of things, like what version of the ad were you running, all that stuff. Pass it in. This will persist across pages as well as visits. So if, let's say, I click around and I don't even sign up tonight, but I come back next week and then I fill out that lead capture form, it'll still persist those parameters. So super useful. We've also just recently adapted this bit of code, and we added, so it now grabs also 2 other parameters that weren't there before. And these are request URI and HTTP refer. And what that is, request URI is where the lead form was. So in this case, it would be on the root of this domain. So it'll just be a slash. But more importantly, where it linked from. If you have lead sources that you don't control, In other words, if people are getting to your landing page via sources other than paid traffic that you control the link, this will allow you to grab that referring URL. So you can get, and this is extra important because Google has now anonymized where traffic comes from, and many times you don't get to see what the originating link was anymore. Well, this is a way where via just grabbing this is a PHP variable that it's on the server, it's persistent, it's there. We're able to tap into that, stuff it in a hidden field, and pass it through to ActiveCampaign. I would also point out that this tool is agnostic of the system, so it does work with ActiveCampaign, but it'll work with anything. These parameters are just available in Gravity Forms, and we use the Gravity Forms Zapier add-on to be able to pass those through to Zapier, and then Zapier is like a hub. It can send it anywhere from there. So that's that tool. It's free. You can get it if you go, this is the URL, or you can just Google, I think if you Google scrolling on dubs, it'll show you there on GitHub how to get to it. So, any questions on that one?
No, it looks great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So someone said, wish it wasn't just for Gravity Forms, wish it was a short code. That would certainly be a nice modification. It's all open source, so anyone can take this code and port it to wherever they want. So, cool. All right. If there's no other questions, let's see. This is going to be our last meeting of 2015. We're doing these in this format. It seems to be working well. Folks can participate remotely. If there's no more questions, I guess we'll just go eat our pizza. Yeah, sorry, online people, no pizza for you. But all right, well, thanks everyone for attending. We're going to let you all go. Have a good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye.